In this episode, we're going to look at podcasting through a different venue. In this case, we're using some web-based solutions, as opposed to having software that is native for the PC or the Mac. As we look here, Aviary, Aviary.com, has a whole suite of tools for us to use, including image editors, vector editors. The vector editor is a watered-down version, basically, of something similar to Adobe Illustrator. Screen capture will allow you to capture a screen that is within the Firefox browser. It will not let you capture a desktop or video, but you can take a screenshot, basically, of what is in your Firefox web browser. We have some other various visual editors, and we also have a music creator and an audio editor. Music creator is very much like a drum machine in that you program your beats or your notes, in some cases, if you want to create a melody, simply by plugging in when you want the beats to fire. It works very similarly to Reason, how Reason's drum machine works. We'll open our music creator for 1 second here. I'm not going to get too much into the music creator, but I just want to give you a brief overview of it. We're going to start here with some drums. You can choose to start with whatever you want to start. If you click on acoustic drums, still loading up, here we go. And then you can choose anything from drums, guitars, bass. Okay, so we're going to start with drums and click on open. It will load up. It takes a couple seconds. You'll see a whole list of instruments over here to choose from. Once you click on an instrument, you'll get various sounds to choose from down here. Now, if you notice over here, here are drum sounds. We have a cymbal, different cymbals, bass drums on the bottom, some snares, rim shots. Okay? You have a three-way circle here where you can control your volume. If you notice, the volume is going up and down there. You control your pan left and your pan right. So we'll put that back on 0 there. Okay. Now, to get this to play, all you do is simply punch in the beats that you want them to play. For example, I want bass drum on 1. I'm going to put a snare drum on the next beat. 1, 2. Okay, let's listen to that. And this will continue to keep on looping. Okay, so let's stop that now. Set up your effective beats per measure, if you're going to be in 6/8 time perhaps, or 3/4 time, whatever you want to set it up for there. Okay, so we have our very basic beats set down. The same thing works for regular notes on a keyboard instrument or a guitar. Let's very quickly pull up Metallophone here. You'll get various Metallophone sounds over here. Okay, to replace an instrument, all you do is simply, let's take C, which is a higher one. I'll put up the top here. Drop it. It loads sound. Sound has been changed. I'm going to put an A next and a G next. And likewise, all I have to do is put my dots in on the proper beats that I want them to play. If I want to take it out, just click on it again and it goes away. Let's hear how this sounds. Okay, now obviously I only put in 3 sounds, so I only have 3 choices of notes for my Metallophones. If I wanted to dump the rest of them in, I could go ahead and do that, and then I would have all those options as well to choose for my notes. I have not saved anything yet, so I will choose Save As. Okay, if you're not logged in or registered, you'll have to create an account for yourself. The accounts are free, so you can log in and register, create your title, Permissions and licenses. Because this is a free product that Aviary is providing us, Aviary reserves the right to use your product in their demonstration and on their website. However, you can choose if you want other people to be able to access it outside of Aviary. And so you can choose that just by hitting customize and then choosing the copyright issue that you would like to be stated for your product. And I'm not going to log in right now, but once you do log in, click on save and you'll be able to save your file. From there you can also export it as an MP3 or as a Windows Media file. In which case, by doing that, you can then, or excuse me, not a Windows file, but a WAV, an MP3 or a WAV. And this way you can also use your file that you create here in other audio software packages. So for example, I'm going to get out of this portion for right now, the music creator, and I don't want to save it, so that's okay. I'm going to, this is where you would actually use to create your audio podcast. This system does not allow video or graphics to be put into it. That would just take up too much bandwidth, and it would not be very functional to do this over the internet in this way. So when you open it up, you'll get a couple projects here that have been done by people the last couple days. We don't want to look at those right now. We want to start our own. You could also watch various videos on each one of these software packages that you can take a look at. Okay, and here's our mixing unit here. We have 10 tracks that were given right off the bat. We can have extra tracks down here. We're going to click I agree to the terms. And what's going to load up is our loops, just like in GarageBand. Okay, we have a whole bunch of loops that we can choose from, various categories and styles. Alright, I'm going to scroll down here to Kids Corner, for example, and find a chipmunk. And there we go, that one's only about 2 seconds long. That's only introduction, so let's click on a loop here. We have an 8-second loop. Okay, when you find one that you want to add, all you have to do is click on it, drag it, and drop it into the track. It will automatically take care of itself and load in. Now, unlike some of the other software packages where you click on this little curly Q to continue the loop, it doesn't work that way with Aviary. You click this curly Q and shrink down to determine your loop size. How big of a loop do you want? Then once you have determined that, then you click on the top part to trim the end and continue dragging out. Now, because this is web-based, if you have a trackpad that allows for 2-finger or multiple-finger gestures to scroll back and forth as you can in a web browser, it does not work the same way in the screen. So you have to actually physically move the scroll bars or use the hand scroll up here to move back and forth. Now I'm going to actually go back to edit and shrink this back down, because the longer that is, the more time it's going to take to finalize it later on. So I'm just going to make something that's about 3 seconds long. Now, when I want to actually do an audio recording, I come over here to my record button, and I click record, and I come up with this message. Now, it's asking, because of privacy, do you allow Flash Player to access your camera and microphone? In this case, click allow. You don't have to click advanced, because that will just tell you about what it's doing, but it doesn't actually give you any extra advanced settings. And we're going to click close, and now we have access. Now if you notice built-in import, I'm going to change it to built-in microphone, and now as I'm talking you'll see that my green bars are going up and down. However, I need to be a little bit louder because of where my microphone is positioned, so I'll bring my record volume up a little bit more. When I'm ready, I can just press start recording, and now I am recording. I have my time clicking away there, and as I'm talking, you can see the green bar going up and down, and all this is becoming recorded into our track here. I'm going to stop recording. Now it has to encode it, and now I am recording. And there it is. So I'm going to stop my playback, import to project. You can change the name to whatever you want to call it. We click save. And then in a couple seconds it will show up on our sidebar over here. There it goes. And here is our imported file. We just simply grab it and drag it and put it wherever we want to. And that's that. So now when I click play, and now I'm recording. Alright, since track 1 is coming out a little louder than my voice was recorded, we'll knock it down a little bit. And now I am recording. Alright, so this doesn't have automatic ducking like GarageBand does. But as you can see with the mixing units over here, you can change your volume manually. When you're ready to save, we're going to click Save As. Now in this case I'm going to have to log in. Here we go. We're going to click Login. And of course I put the wrong password in there. And did I get it? Let's close that. And in case you happen to forget what your username and password is, you can just simply sign up for an account. Okay, so we have our account. We can save this as, let's try trial 1. Okay, we're going to save a new creation. And our file is being saved. Okay, once the file is saved, we do a mix down. And this is essentially our audio version of our podcast. This can be however long you want. Just keep on talking and putting in whatever type of audio and sound files that you want. And then when you're done with it, save it, create your mix. And then from there, you just have to take care of your XML wrapper, and you're all set. So we're loading a little bit at a time. This should be done in a couple seconds here. Okay, we can download it to our computer as an MP3 or as a WAV. We can also link to it, okay, or embed it using any of the codes that they give you here, or share it on your social network in MySpace, Facebook, or whatever else you happen to use. If you want to publish it, make it discoverable on Aviary so other people can see it too. And there you go. Continue working in your creation. And that's it. That's how you create an audio file using Aviary. And then from there, you would just simply have to write your XML file or use one of the other products that I talked about in the first podcast episode and upload it to your server, and you have your podcast all set. Then just list it on other podcast aggregators, and people will start listening to you. So there you go. I hope this has been informative. Thank you.